Hello caffeine fiends, and welcome to another coffee review video for getbeaned.com. I'm Vince, the Mean Bean Machine, and today we're looking at Hardlines coffee, Colombian Los Cristales coffee. Now I'm quite excited about this coffee because Hardlines are a Welsh roaster in Cardiff, and once I've drunk this coffee it means I will have had a coffee from a roastery in every single one of the nations that make up the United Kingdom. So I think that officially makes me the Queen of the UK. I believe that's the rules. But anyway, yes, I bought this coffee for £12 off the Hardlines website. So £12 for 250 grams is slightly more than I would usually be buying in person at a coffee shop. But coffee does seem to be on the rise. At the moment, prices have gone up a little bit. I aim for the £7-8 mark. £12 is usually a little steep. But what also intrigued me about this coffee is that the tasting notes just say strawberry pavlova, which is not a standard tasting note. Strawberry is something that comes up quite a lot, kind of berry fruitiness or acidity, but pavlova is not. For those that don't know what a pavlova is, it's like a meringue dessert. So I'm presuming those tasting notes are hinting at kind of a light berry acidity, quite sweet but creamy, and with a like creamy smooth finish. That is what I am assuming from those tasting notes. So yeah, I got this sent online from Hardlines, and they sent me, this delightful postcard with it, so you do get extras when you do buy online. So we'll grind out, give it a go as an espresso shot first, and then move on to an oat latte, see how we feel about it, and talk over what we taste. So there we have our shot there. When you grind it up, there's kind of a brilliant kind of fruitiness that does come off it. It's not particularly strong, and then when you've kind of poured out poured your shot, there's not a lot of acidity coming off it. I mean, if you stick your nose in it, if you do kind of give it a sniff, there's definitely that acidity there, that kind of sharp smell, but it's not as strong as you would expect in others. It's not that. Sometimes you get a real kind of disinfectant-y smell off kind of stronger acidity coffees. This one's not too there, but that fruitiness definitely is coming through. So we'll give it a sip, see what we think, see if that flavour comes through, see if that fruitiness is tempered by that kind of pavlova smell, taste, and see what we think of it as a regular espresso shot. So we'll give it a go. So it's not as sweet as I was expecting, and the notes are, there isn't that kind of strong acidity as I was expected. So I did expect something a lot sweeter, but there is a mild fruity flavour. So there is a berry flavour kind of at the back of the tongue. It's not coming through on the tip of the tongue. There's no kind of real light acidity or strong acidity that kind of makes your jaw clench. And there's not really a great deal of acidity at all. I mean, it is there, it definitely is there. But the berry flavour that's coming through, you kind of would say, yes, that's berry. And it's not like a darker, richer berry like blackberry, for example. So yeah, I think the strawberry note is right, but it's odd in terms of it's slightly tempered by something that I can't personally quite put my finger on. So I think that's why they've called it pavlova. There's this, it's tempered, it's not really kind of bitingly sweet. So they've kind of aligned it with something else because that note is there. But if you were comparing it to another coffee that had perhaps gone with the berry taste, the strawberry but tasting note, you would say there's a definite difference. So I think that's why they've kind of gone with strawberry pavlova. It's not as sweet and as biting as I thought it might be. It's very not mild. It's not mild, but it's not as bold and as punchy as I expected it to be. and it's a very pleasant kind of flavour. We'll give it a go with oat milk, see if anything kind of is brought out with that or it is kind of diluted with that, and see if there's a greater alignment to that pavlova, tasting note, and see how we feel about it then. So we'll give it a go as an oat latte and give it some more thoughts. So there we have it as the oat latte. I'm really kind of expecting the creaminess to come out kind of with the milk. So, maybe more of an alignment to pavlova, that kind of meringue flavour. Obviously you're not going to get that really sugary, sickly kind of effect, but that creaminess should maybe come out. Whether that kind of berry note is strong enough to rise through the milk and complement it, or if it just kind of is too mild and disappears, we'll see. It should come through quite nicely. It's not incredibly strong, but we'll see how it kind of permeates through the milk. Very interesting. It's sort of disappeared in terms of, I'm not sipping it and going, yeah, that berry's still there. And I have to kind of roll it around my tongue a bit, but it definitely does come through. And I think that's why they've gone with the pavlova as a sort of, the strawberry is there, but it's tempered by this creaminess, and the milk does bring that through. But because you're expecting a kind of acidic, fruity berry flavour, that just isn't there with the milk. It kind of goes with the milk, and I'm enjoying it, but it's a note that I kind of instantly associate with acidity, or a kind of sharp sweetness, perhaps, and it's not coming through, in that form. There is this kind of underlying, kind of richer flavour that comes through. But yeah, it definitely is 100% kind of tempered by the milk. So that it's not bold and striking, but it is there, and it's kind of pleasant in its subtlety. There's a moment when you drink it and just go, oh, this is a milky coffee, and then afterwards these flavours start to come through, and I like that sort of complexity about it. Of it doesn't kind of punch you in the face saying, yes, this is acidic, this is sweet, this is bold and loud. And there's nothing wrong with that in terms of coffee. But in terms of this one, you're kind of taking a sip, going, yeah, that's a milky drink, and then kind of, as you roll it around your tongue, swallow it, you kind of go, oh no, there's something else there. There's something slightly different there. And I kind of like that. I kind of like what they've done with that in terms of, it's not bold and punchy, but it is, flavourful. But you've got to think about it. You've got to kind of go, oh yeah, there's something in that. There's something to that. So I'll go away, finish this off, formulate some more thoughts about it, and I'll give you my final verdict. So I've gone away and had a think about the coffee, and as you can see, I've given it kind of 4 stars there. I was going to give it 3, but I thought actually after spending some time with it, I really, really enjoy it. That pavlova taste does come through. There's a rich sweetness. If I could just go down to my notes here, there's a kind of a mild, rich sweetness that comes through as an aftertaste. So it is creamy and sweet, but there's not a boldness to it. So you do sit back, you can have it just kind of mildly, without thinking about it, and then you kind of go, oh, there's there's a complexity to that kind of a subtlety that rises through, which is what really got me in the end. It's not kind of in your face, and it's something slightly different, and it's not something I've experienced a lot with coffees. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I think that's why I gave it the 4 stars in the end. Price £12, so a little more expensive than what I would like to be paying, but like I say, that is the way kind of coffee is on the increase, with kind of more direct trade, more kind of ethical farming, and also the price is going up because of kind of global warming and the climate. It's just, good coffee is getting harder and harder to get. So yeah, Hardlines coffee, Los Cristales, really enjoyed that actually. It took me a while to think about it and kind of realise, you know, how much I enjoyed it. But yeah, definitely a nice coffee, and I would recommend. So thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, smash those like and subscribe buttons. Check us out at www.getbean.com and on our socials. Thank you very much, take care, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye bye.